Last Saturday's governorship election in Osun State, which saw candidate of the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, Senator Ademola Adeleke emerged winner, has left on the political scene some instructive takeaways no one can gloss over at this material time. And so that's why we are here this morning on Good Morning Anambra show to talk about the election that just happened on last Saturday in Nigeria, which is in Igbo, they will say Okwa Unono, and that's why we're here to talk about 2023 polls, lessons from the Osun Guber election. Good to have you on the show. And before we move on, let's first of all see the video of the dancing governor. We'll be right back in the studio. Sorry about that. The video may come up later, much later. But in the studio this morning, I have Ifeanyi Ogono Ebunam, a civil society activist in the studio. Hello, Ifeanyi. Good to have you in the studio this morning.
It's a pleasure. Nigerians in the Anambra Kenemun.
All right. The talk of the town is the last Saturday's governorship election in Osun State. You know, what's your assessment of the election?
Well, first I have to congratulate the critical masses who have taken over or who have decided to take the nation Nigeria, which is our country, by themselves. You know, before we always abandon some of our civic duties and responsibilities. You know, off your phone, you know, but these days, the critical Nigerian masses have decided to take their nation, decide what happens, decide who comes in, and then come to the actual definition of government. Because government is the social contract between those in authority and those they are governing. You know, it's no more business as usual. If Nigerians have come out to take their country. They have come to tell themselves and tell Nigerians that, look, enough is enough. We don't care whom you are. We don't care whatever. Let our decisions count. Our decisions must count. We don't care who you are. You know, if you watch the entire process, you discover that the people were resolute. There were some polling booths from my colleagues from the civil society who were on ground that in some polling booths, they didn't announce the results, and the people said, you're not leaving. Look at the simple rules. Look at the simple instructions. Please kindly obey them. Unlike before, you know, you just vote and go away. And Nigerians are beginning to tell the government and those in authority that we want our votes to count. Our votes must count. You know,
You don't tell a blind that there's no salt in the soup.
Once he tastes the food, he will tell you, my friend, there's no salt in this. But you can deceive him with oil. He doesn't see, he may not know. But a wise blind man will also remember that there's no oil in the food. Then secondly, I have to also thank INEC, you know, for making provisions for all facets of the society. You know, unlike before, they do it if you like, you come, if you don't like. But now they are giving privileges to those with special needs. In fact, to me, the heroes are those pregnant women who came out to vote. Those with special needs who came out to cast their vote. That 92 years old woman who came out to vote. Those who ideally in a normal society, in a normal arrangement, will not come out to vote. It tells you that water don't pass Gary. Everybody is now interested in who takes leadership position. And it's a wise counsel for the politicians. I also have to thank the civil society who has also understood the need that the conscience of the society is rested upon, one, the civil society, two, the media, who are the fourth extent of the realm. If we actually do what we need to do, Nigerians will come out to key in. You know, sometimes we say bad news is good news, but it's not always true. You know, Most times we need to balance whatever we're doing. If we are interested in showcasing the crisis that, came up before the election, the stoning of commissioners, the shooting in somebody's house and all the rest, a lot of persons would have backed out. But because we're able to balance the news that came out, and the civil society were resolute, even applying technology, you can, and you see that application of technology has made rigging almost impossible. It has also made it easier to get results as quickly as possible.
There's something you said when you're talking about the whole process, for the good of the politician. And what actually came to my mind was that it makes leadership easier for anybody that will go there if you are there with people's mandates. Or what do you think?
Yes, if actually
you are there with people's mandates.
Not just coming there with people's mandate. You can have people's mandate and decide to deceive them.
Okay.
It's a greater burden.
It becomes easier for you.
No, it's not. Because who much is given, much is expected. Some of our politicians are not honest to themselves. I'll take water you. I'll take our for more straight. And without asking yourself basic questions, when the time comes for accounting, when the people come to you, you say, you see, my brother, I never knew it's like that. I never knew this. No. If you want to go into governance, into politics, into leadership these days, you must sit down, study the society, profile the society, profile the people, understand their need. What do they want? Ask questions, send out consultants to get the people's opinion and need. A typical example, I'm from Obunike. We don't need water. Giving us borehole is just insulting the entirety of the town. We need other things. So, like the government of Anambra State that is trying to do budget from ground up, unlike sitting in Oka here to decide what will happen in Fitogwari, you must be called to question. Are you okay? Because you must go to Ifitogwari to understand their problem. You must go to Omo, you must go to Anaku, you must go to all the
various communities.
So if you are ascending political positions and you have enough, my brother, I advise you now, quietly go away. And then for the people, we have started a process. We must hold whoever that comes in accountable. Very important. Now, the social contract is partly signed because somebody is in front of us who is agreed to take the leadership. You must sit with him to say, what actually are you ready to do for us? In black and white.
Okay.
In black and white. Unlike, Ojebego, Imerigo, those areas are gone, those days are gone.
All right, the program is Good Morning Anambra Show 2023 polls, lessons from the Osun Guber election. At this point, we pause a little to take that video clip I told you earlier about the dancing governor. We'll be right back.
Of PDP haven't satisfied the requirements of the law is hereby declared the winner.
the video of the governor-elect. Immediately the results were announced. The jubilation was just too much. How do you see that?
The jubilation and the party is just starting, like I said. Step one concluded. The various other steps are with. Number one, it's not about being so happy, being joyous. I hope this same joy he's enjoying, he will be able to transmit same to the entirety, at least 75% of the Osun people. You are happy today, you're successful. I hope that the Osun people who came out, who defied all odds to say, take the leadership, that you will be able to put the same smiles on their face. Like we are analyzing who are the heroes. We also have to thank Mr. President, for a very large extent. At least 60% is becoming neutral. He is allowing INEC to do what they needed to do. Even the policemen that came, some of our civil society groups that were there said that the policemen for the first time were very friendly, very accommodating. They actually were part of the process, unlike in normal situations. We also have like I said, the media who stood their grounds, who refused to compromise, because the opportunities were there to compromise. It's not secret. The vote buying was there, the money was there, but to a very reasonable extent, Nigerians are beginning to, number one, want to do what is right. Because we have done enough of this madness. We really need to sit down and ask ourselves, is this what we want for ourselves? Is this how we build our nation? Where is that patriotism? Where is that Nigeria in me? I mean, the INEC themselves are also planning better. Unlike they have provisions for those who are pregnant, they should be attended quickly and fast. And I hope they also transmit this to the various voter registration exercise centers. Where you get there, you see the pregnant women, struggling, those with children, These were the people who were first line charges. They were first given attention. The aged, those with special needs, make a table for them so that they be part of the society. They should not be alienated. They should not be told to their face, my brother, you are not part of us.
All right, we've been joined by Ozo in the studio now. Now, Ozo, I don't know, the Osun State election that was concluded last week, Saturday, is the talk of the town. How would you assess that election as a person?
Well, first of all, I thank the INEC, thank the Osun people, I thank the party, both PDP, APC, Labour Party, APOGA, and others for playing a matured, advanced politics in the particular conclusion election. And in the first place, you see that when we talk about what do you call it, election or a process being modified to meet up international or global standard practice, you find out that all these loggerheads or log jams we do have, okay, we've been a thing of past. First of all, the INEC made it impossible at this stage now for someone to rig election. Make it impossible for ballot snatching. It make it impossible for violence or attack or whatever. Because if INEC give each candidate, maybe if it's in the past, they give you candidate result sheet, give you the ballot paper, give you the ballot box, you cannot rig this election. Because everything is in Beaver's machine. And that Beaver's machine, result will be transmitted at the polling unit. You win election in polling unit and not in polling station or maybe collection center or whatever, local government. It is in polling unit. Everything begins in polling unit. Very soon, we start to create family polling unit. That is, a family will come into their own household and vote. So you don't need even to go out. So people cannot go attack you. So you see that even if they give you advanced material, Whether sensitive or unsensitive material, okay, you cannot rig the election as per se for now. Because everything is in Beaver's machine. All the voters have been accredited in Beaver's machine. Okay, after that, we now vote. Then he had to now transmit to INEC portal immediately at that particular point of place. 2, we found out that Osun people has shown whom they want. Because this man, he contested 2018 and won the election, landslide. Even not because of inconclusiveness, okay? And maybe he went to court or whatever. This man has been a man of the moment. He goes to grassroots, okay? Despite that Adeleke family is a household name, okay, in Osun as a state or whatever. But many things plays into that. Do you understand? So that people will know that the election itself. What happened? When Adeleke came to go to his polling unit to vote, everybody just give him chance to go first of all and vote. Upon people idea before him. Okay, people are asking him, why do you jump queue? He said that I didn't jump queue. Okay, people see me and say, no, come and vote first and go. That means a royalty. That means this man has been people of moment. That he have been already making things in the Osun state. People now see that it is a leader. And they know that he had been a senator. And what was impact that he created in his own constituency when he was a senator. Forget about his joviality, sociality, okay, or whatever. Those things are things that somebody was inborn with. But what we talk about is innermost quality. There's things that makes somebody successful. It is not your external circumstances. It is internal quality. It is not what you call it, how you treat, how people treat you. It is how you treat others that make you successful. And last but not the least, it is how God views you, not how human being views you. So now, coming to what happened, it is something that begins to change. It's a revolution. Do you know that some students, some youth, artisans, okay, apprentices, collected money, and they bold to say, we collect money from APC and voted PDP. That's it. That's to tell you the kind of thing that we're heading to. Okay, and what caused this? It is recent political tunnel of 2023. And somebody has come to enlighten Nigerians youth, enlighten Nigerian people, that money cannot, okay, buy what will make you to be happy. Instead, okay, good leadership. And we are going to come to analyze between politicians and leaders.
All right.
What we have now.
All right, quickly, we did not hear any story or any report of a machine disappointing in any local government area in Osun State during this just concluded governorship election. Does that mean there is an improvement on the part of INEC?
Was there improvement? Yes. Did machines fail? Yes. But the level of failure is minimal to be compared to, they are, like I was saying, INEC and Mr. President, in quotes, Mr. President, not peculiar or not particular to whoever is in seat, has a way of influencing, either positive or negatively, the outcome of an election. If INEC actually wants to be an unbiased umpire, like what they did in Osun, we will have good leadership. If Mr. President and whoever that's saddled with the authority leading this country decide to be 65, I didn't say 75, I didn't say 100%, just 65, unbiased, non-partisan, when it comes to decision making, we will have a better country. Now, there were quick responses in situations where the machines was not functioning properly, which means adequate preparations were made. What if it wasn't made? Like I do tell people, technology is an aid to ease life. And the more we embrace those technologies for our own good, not for the negative part of it, because the negative part of it is that you can deploy machines that are not working. At the end, you resort back to incident papers and all the rest of them. But when we deploy technology with the aim to solve a problem, we have a better society. The technology played its part. Beavers, kudos. No matter how people try, it started in Anambra. When it was used in the governorship election in Anambra, then he didn't actually give what he wanted. Yes, it's been introduced. Then secondly, when it was used for Ihiala, you know, we had a better result. Then moved to Ekiti, we had an improvement. Now, it tells us that if actually we want to get things done and get it done correctly, we have all the expertise, all the capacities, all the enablements to get these things work. It's only when we want to deceive ourselves, you know, like so we are doing now in the issue of voter registration. We are deceiving ourselves.
Okay, let's welcome this person before we go on. Hello, good morning. Okay, go ahead.
You know, because a simple analysis, why not tie our voter registration to BVN? It's still the same technology. Once voter identification is tied to your BVN, some of these numbers we have will automatically die and becomes real. We now know how many we are. Why spend money on population when we're already running our NIN? If we marry technology, we'll solve and save money. You know, if I can do my transfer myself, why can't I do my registration? Why gather people together? And then you give some persons the opportunity to become Lord, in quotes. You know, when technology is deployed for the interest of everybody, for the benefit of the nation, you see things work. Or things will run on its own, just like what happened in Osun. And secondly, I would advise politicians, time has come and gone where you think you can ride the people the way you want. You think you can, you know, open your mouth so wide to alter all trances as you feel like, in the name of watering somebody down.
All right, let's see. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay.
You know, build up to this Osun election, you know, we must understand tide and time. There is no army in the world who can stop an idea whose time has come. If you are a politician, look at the breadth of the people. Know what they need. Key in. Don't run against them. If you run against them, they will run against you. They will
all right. Like now, what happened in Osun on Saturday, you know, the winning of Adeleke. A lot of people, Osun people, and even people that were not from Osun, we actually said, this is the people's mind. This is who the people actually want. You know, does that mean that people now, or Nigerians now look beyond party? You know, have we gotten to the era of choosing individuals against party?
Yes, thank you very much. That's where I want to make a little divergence with my colleague here, talking about technology. Yes, technology aids life, okay? You know, it makes life to be, easy, but the most important thing is morality, okay? The morality is when somebody has been convinced, when somebody has been decided that I want to change, and you change for good. Even if you like, let us link our PVN to our voters card or whatever. If those who collected money, those who want to vote bad leadership can still vote because they use the money and vote. But this time around, their mind, they have conscientized their mind that we don't need money. What we need is good leaders.
All right.
And
hold it. Let's welcome this person. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. What's your name? What's your name and where are you calling from? Who?
My name is Sunday from Osun.
Sunday from Osun. Good to have you. You're welcome.
Yes. I greet everybody here.
Well done, sir.
In fact, the election Saturday was beautiful, in fact, everybody is very happy. The man tried well at the time of NSAS. He helped people well. The time of Koro, the man tried. He's sharing rice for those who know to be even 1 cup of rice to eat. In fact, he showed Igbo blood. Igbo blood is there. The man tried. And everybody for should say, they will not leave this man. No matter anything, they will pay it back for what he has done for them. So, in fact, I God do it. Not human being, I go do it.
Thank you very much, Sunday.
In fact, everybody is happy, very happy and happy.
Thank you from...
Everybody is very joyful for what God has done for us for Osun.
All right. Thank you very much, Sunday, for that report right from Osun State to tell us how happy they are. All right, go ahead.
Yes, they're very happy like butterfly. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that it takes his corrupt mind, okay, that are going to now corrupt the technology.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, whether if INEC we are now, as rightly say, we are biased. Okay, they have this beavers machine. Okay, people that are even going to vote, okay, they have their mind that are going to buy them. We need money for us to vote. Okay, they can start to change all these things, and you're still going to see at the end of the day bad leaders will enthrone. But if your mind, okay, is now convinced.
Hello?
Okay, let's see who's hello, good morning.
Hello, my name is Osun, I'm calling from Benue State.
Obonna, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to hear this program from your station.
Thank you.
But the only worry I have that I want to share with you people, mostly we the traders, we have tried all our possible best. If we can able to get our PVC, but most time when we try to go, reaching there by a lot of crowd and a lot of other threats that we pass through, normally not allowed to get our PVC. So my suggestion is this. If I can able to try to reach out to we that selling the market, at least if there's any provision they will make by telling some of their agents or some of the staff to bring that recycling machine close to the market premises. I think it will be more better. And we, especially the people who have more access to get registered, I thought if you such can be done, I'll be happy.
All right. Thank you very much, Obonna.
So in summation, what I'm trying to say is that, in short, we should give kudos to those who started to reorientate the minds of the youth and the Nigerians. Okay, we have ended creating Nigeria, but we have not created Nigerians. Okay, I thank the president of presidential candidate of Labour Party, instead of P2B, okay, for starting this thing earlier to tell people we don't give shishi, we don't need money. Okay, what you have to do for you to choose leader. Because one, politicians are different from leaders. Politicians think about next election, while the leaders think about next election. Okay, politician is full of, what do you call it, promises, but the leader is full of purpose. Okay, politician is full of visions, okay, but they cannot turn it into mission. So we talk about bringing people's mind to know that we are going to choose leader and not politician. So in Osun State, look at somebody went to campaign and said that they will labor to death. And all these things, okay, APC presidential candidate. Now, they have told them that there's dignity in labor, okay? And Bible says in Book of Ephesians chapter 5 verse 28, okay, that you should learn to do your own business and work with your own hand. So you can able to get what you're going to share with those that are in need. So coming to this issue, you find out that our people, their mind must the seat of corruption so that they can able to be convinced and choose appropriately. Whether you bring highest technology in the world, a corrupt mind will still going to do what it has to do. But when your mindset has been told that your future is what they are toiling with, then you can now begin to choose leaders and not politicians.
All right. There's a video I watched about the Osun State governorship election where an APC chieftain was being wooed. They were calling him Ole, and a lot of security men were actually there. But there is something that I saw. Why I brought this up is when you talk about you were actually expressing thanks to security operatives. A lot of policemen were there, and nobody was touched. People were just free, calling out the man, chasing the man into his vehicle. And the police people were also behind, trying to calm them down. Nobody was hurt in the process. I don't know, this particular video I watched, does it mean we Nigerians, everybody in Nigeria is now, the change is kind of coming that, unlike before, people may be tear gas, some people may get gun wounds and all whatnot. So I don't know, what's your take on that? I don't know if you watched the video, but I saw it clearly.
The truth is, what affects the nose also affects the eye. The policeman goes to the same market I go to. What's biting me is biting him even harder. So at this point, everybody has come to tell ourselves the basic truth. We can't continue in this madness.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. My name is Alex.
Alex from where?
Yeah. Good morning.
Alex, could you please move away from your TV set? All right, go ahead.
Now, you discover that, like I said, the media and the civil society have started doing what they need to do. And then above all, the system is throwing up better leaders. You know, I'll give a typical example. If you have a tree in your compound, please watch the tree and watch what I'm going to tell you now. Nature abhors what is not good. Nature itself. You see that when a tree flowers, it's not all the flowers that finally turns out to fruits.
All right, let's see. Hello? Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Your name and your location, please.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location.
Yeah, I'm calling from Kebbi State. My name is Moses.
Kebbi State. Moses, go ahead. All right.
So now you may see that a tree may fruit. Then after the fruiting, the formation of the seeds or the product starts. You may discover that at the end, in all of that, maybe you have 10 fruits hanging on to maturity. At the end, it may be one. In fact, there may be two, even 2 days too. You'll be, okay, finally I have two. When nature comes to examine it and find anything wanting, nature will drop it. What am I trying to say? Like my brother said, yes, Peter Obi was in PDP. What pushed him away from PDP? What led him out? Nature, the mind, understanding the time. Bible will always tell you, review the time. Understand the tide. You can't swim against the tide and survive it. Politicians know this. You can deceive the people sometimes, but you can't deceive all the people all the time. You know, Nigerians by themselves, no, if they have decided they want to take up their country by themselves. And you can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. Nobody. Do you know that the volume of people who came out to register is more than the people who have been registering and who have been voting? What does he tell you? Who pushed them out of their compound? Nature. Something inside of them have told them, my brother, we can't continue like this. We can't keep going this way. You know, like I made a parable. I say you can only tell a blind man there's no salt in the soup. Once he tastes the soup, he will tell you the simple truth. And secondly, you know, some politicians think they can sell whatever they like to the people and expect them to buy. If they don't want to buy, force it down their neck. My brother, Muslim ticket can never fly in this country. Take it from me today. And it's part of what the people are reacting against. You don't exclude anybody. Even in your house, your child, give him a room to express himself. You can't exclude anybody and expect to have peace. It's not possible. It is not possible. You won't have peace. And that person who you exclude, nature put him there. And nature will make him to show you his relevance. You know, you don't tell the people, who are you? No, you don't do that. Once you do that, once you run against the tide, there are chances you're going to be submerged. It's just very simple. I tell my fellow politicians, my fellow civil rights activists, my fellow media people that, look, we cannot keep telling the people whatever story we feel like telling them. And you think they will buy into it. It's not possible. The people are also wise. They are wiser than you. They are wiser than me. You know, the Bible says in the midst of counsel, there's what? Wisdom. When they come together, they tell themselves the truth. And once they tell themselves the truth, a bond is built. And once that bond is built, the next thing is an action or a reaction. An action to get their view or a reaction to resist what is pushed against them. So it's very clear that the people of Osun, having tested the left, the right, and the center, have now made up their mind. Let us try our own will, our own wish, and see what is going to be the outcome. And I want the governor, the incoming governor, be very mindful. That much is given, much is expected. Translate that your dance and there your smile to the faces of the Osun people. Otherwise, they will chase you away.
All right, quickly, because our time is fast spent here. Do you see what happened in Osun playing out in the 2023 general election?
Very, very eminent. Okay?
Sure.
So let me just put this in quickly. You know, in the premise of what my friend has said about nature, Okay, let me quote Lord Bacon, who is one of the French philosophers. He said, in parentheses, you see, that when nature marries, mysterious activities are understood. That man is beginning, okay, to understand, okay, the evil part that besets his destiny in life. You see, and the hunger is a gift of God to man. Okay, that's why they transfer that their hunger to anger. Okay, Nigerians are beginning to transfer the hunger to anger. And in this 2023, it is not only politician versus INEC or versus PDP versus APC or APC versus Labour or whatever. It is Nigerians versus all these corrupt leaders. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now the common man, even the people that are military, police, and all these things, are being more affected than even myself. Because they themselves has to go, okay, they're chasing criminals and also they are hungry. And they're going to transfer it, okay, to anybody they see. And that's why they allow these people to molest any politician that is not even helping the matter in this country.
All right.
They can be...
All right, quickly, we take our Vox Pop now before we wrap up the show. Please, the Vox Pop will come quickly before we wrap up the show. Thank you.
That election is a clear signal of what we are expecting in the forthcoming general election. From all indications, it went well. You could best describe it as a free and fair election because the popular candidate emerged. One thing I observed was that INEC has made a step forward in the way they conducted that Osun election, because like never before, it took just one day to know who the winner of that election is.
From what's happened in Osun State, it's a clear indication that Nigerians have woken up to take back their country. So you can imagine what played out. It was the ruling party with all the party big wings over there in Osun State, but the vote of the masses counts. So we can see that by 2023, hopefully we believe that the vote will count.
What really happened in Osun State shows that the youth and the masses are knowing their rights by voting out the governor, the sitting governor, and bringing back Adeleke, who won initially. And this proves that we don't want that old system again, and that old system is gone. And the same thing that happened to Osun State, in the coming election in Imo State, it will also prove that Imo State will change too. And I believe anybody, any politician should start knowing by now that the youth are ready to speak for themselves. It's no longer the old pattern, vote buying and all snatching of voters card and all the rest, and ballot box. So I'm telling you that I'm very, very happy for what happened there. And the man is proud that his people really brought him back to save that Osun State. But with 2023 election, the handwriting is written on the wall. Everybody has seen it. The youth are clamoring for the younger ones.
2023 election, I will hope na I want a new face, because now people now if it is now, but now people are talking for the election na politics. So my hope now 2023 new face but na the seat. I wouldn't watch Osun State election. So if we see what happened there. Now, people put out massive as an after new group.
You know, this incumbency, the power of incumbency is killing Nigeria. Like these old soldiers, they're supposed to be removed. Then new faces will come inside. So Nigeria will be a better place for you and I and every other person. Are you getting me? So if these new faces will be coming, like I have in Anambra now, like I have in other places, then brother, that is what we are praying for, and we continue praying. And God will help us so that what happened in Osun will happen in other places.
Well, that's just about it on Good Morning Anambra show today. The people are ready to take back their nation. We thank you so much for being a part of the show this morning. And in a special way, Thank you, Ozo Ekemeze, for coming today.
Thank you for having me. I want to advise our people to note that for every 30 years in Nigeria, there has to be a political tsunami. It happened in 1963, happened David Belewa as a prime minister, happened in 1993, Mr. Abiola and the King Guber. It's happened in 2023. Again, these are 30 years. So we're expecting a new phase, a new regime, and all these people that are before will be, all things have passed away. Behold, all things has made new.
All right, thank you so much, Ifeanyi Ogonebunem, for coming on the show today. Thank you so much.
My people, we are tired of recycling expired and expended politicians, especially us from Oyi and Ayamelum. We need fresh breath. We need new faces. Let us take back our federal constituency and use it for our own good. All
right, it's been great having you. My name is Nonye Mokoye. Let's do this again tomorrow. Bye for now.